So, is Miss Vilma there from Sahas?
No, so this is Arun.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Arun.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for this opportunity. Yeah, so Sahas Waste is a social enterprise. We're based out of Bangalore in Karnataka, and we operate in India on plastic waste management. We're a very holistic waste management company with quite a few different things in our kitty. But I think I would like to share today certain innovations we've brought about with decentralized waste management. So over the past, almost 7 years, we've started the private limited company Sahas Zero Waste. The NGO Sahas has been there for almost 2 decades now, and we have, we've pioneered in on-site waste management for bulk waste generators. We also work quite a lot with rural government. In terms of dry waste and wet waste management. So we're now, the scale-up mode where we're bringing all these aspects, and a key component of, our business model will be the entrepreneurial development. We are working with the government at the state government level of Karnataka to be able to set up infrastructure for MRFs all across the state. We currently have one of our own facility, and we're setting up 4 for the government. That is now planned to be scaled up to 100 facilities all across the state. And these are all 10 ton per day plants, very decentralized. And eventually it will create a neural network of waste management infrastructure. Simultaneously, we're bringing about a lot of entrepreneurial development through our social inclusion programs. And just not that, we create a lot of viability through various business models. A key component being EPR. So we manage around 20,000 tons of plastic waste per year. I can keep going on, but what I'm trying to say is we're coming up. We have successfully demonstrated a lot of pilots, and we now come up with a very good scalable project, working very closely with the state government, where we will set up infrastructure and entrepreneurial development. Plenty of information available on our website and YouTube channel as well for those interested.
Thanks, Arun. I think what I've seen the video for, congratulations you guys have from an NGO that it turned out to be a commercial interesting facility. Maybe an interesting thing if you could share is that in a concise way, you mentioned that you're going to think of building 100 such facilities. So the plans of scaling up, you also have a plan of, I know you're also certain with EPR. So the whole traceability angle in from the waste generation to end use. Are you working on that angle of traceability?
Yeah, very important aspect. People need to take responsibility of their waste. When I say people, we work heavily with corporates, bulk waste generators. We have come up with our own MIS system back in 2016. We've upgraded that to a blockchain product. So technology for us is an enabler really, where we have actually worked on our own customized softwares, because you don't really get something ready-made like this. Of course, we have our CRMs and all those modules, but for operations, we actually have a traceability platform to be able to provide, to demonstrate during audits, for example, for our clients, from source to destination. We're also extending that to the circular supply chain where it comes back as products. So yes, we do have various technologies that will facilitate traceability.
Okay, so Arun, for whatever little understood, of course, we need to have a session because what you have set up in India, I definitely believe that you could export it out to Southeast Asia, epicenter where I'm based here. But Arun, currently what I see from the video is that you're cycling to a level that these materials go back to various industries. Is there any other plan down the stream on further upcycling of what is being collected?
Yeah. So we have a recycled products department, which looks at not only bringing recycled products, but also upcycled products. We work heavily in the textiles. We've created a brand called Circular Textiles. We do understand the limitations of scale with upcycling at the moment. We are looking at a lot of other options, including reuse, but currently we are heavily dependent on recycling. And for non-recyclables, obviously, energy recovery through co-processing. So we have tried to value add in the plastics space by, for example, shredding the plastic and then selling it on to recyclers for viability. But yeah, in answer to your question, we do have a separate department that looks at how do we bring back products. I'll just give you a typical example. We used to supply to Deluxe Recycling, who was on the panel earlier. We brought back boards from them and we supplied to the government of Andhra Pradesh. we supplied 2 tables per government school all across the state. So you can actually see products, waste going to a facility, coming back as product, and actually being used in daily lives.
Okay, we have an interesting question from Shari that you mentioned that you are quite nicely growing in Karnataka. Do you have any plans of spreading it to various other parts of the country?
Absolutely. We're looking at very holistic solutions. We're working in Bangalore currently, but we are working heavily with the rural department. Like I said, we've got pilot project sanction, and that's now in the scale up mode. We also work with tier 2 cities, just not with waste management in specific, but also in terms of awareness and sensitization for segregation at source. We have multiple projects. Even in the north, in Gurgaon, some of our project called Alag Karo has been very, very famous.
Right. And Arun, probably this will be the last question from my side, and later maybe there is something we can discuss, is that how do you see the economics coming out of it? I mean, sitting in Singapore, I can tell you that whenever I look at Indian market, I always see the tipping fees to be one of the lowest, with due respect, unfortunately, one of the lowest tipping fees. And then sometimes, so I know Alliance and Plastic Waste, Capital. Whenever we are working with Danone, Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, they all want a trade, and they are willing to pay a bit more on the extra thing. So do you see that from the Indian corporates? Is that extra premium of money being paid to the waste being bring in? So how the economics is being turned out currently in your whole game of things?
Yeah, one of the most unique things about our company, Sahas Zero Waste, we work only on service fees. Yes, our scale is very small comparatively right now, but we cannot work without a service fee, right? So we spoke about, creating an ecosystem. Mr. Modak earlier mentioned about creating an ecosystem, spoke about wanting to, the ability to be able to take plastic without paying them, because obviously it doesn't have value. So the economics currently work. We're a for-profit, we're a business model, and we have demonstrated that at decentralized level, it is working. We just want to replicate this model and bring about this concept that waste management costs money. It can only be possible through a service fee. And yes, the government is supportive of the service fee model, just that it's going to take a bit more time. It's very slow to for people to understand, because of the kabadiwala mentality that we've got, that waste can actually generate revenue. But it's on the flip side, there's a very small volume of waste which is actually valuable. A lot of waste is actually invaluable, and you end up paying money to be able to process it responsibly. The word is responsibly. If you want to dispose waste, it's going to cost you less. No need of talking about economics, but then you're going to have large dump sites. So if you want to manage it responsibly, recover resources, create circular economy, economics will work. We've demonstrated that. We have enough data in our MIS to prove that, and service fee is the only way out, whether it is EPR or whether it is waste generators paying the service fee.
So very important point, Arun, and on the call, everybody from the city, you will see that Arun mentioned the point of service fee or continuous price principle. Somebody has to fetch the bill. Somebody has to pay. It will not happen. It is not happening probably many other places in the world. I can say even in the poorest of the world, even in Africa, there is a service fee. And there is no problem with that, because people like Arun and Sahas can grow and become more sustainable if there is this model. We don't want companies and innovations and innovators like Sahas to go slow down the drain, right? We want them to grow and help this whole thing, but it has to be that model. Thank you, Arun. Thanks for that interesting insight.